when we talk about like the dollar, my thoughts, little by little, I'm understanding that sooner or later, the dollar is gonna be resembling like the peso. Um, what do I mean with that? Um, I could remember there was something mentioned about some dude. I forgot his actual name, but he's like, I guess he worked for like Berkshire Hathaway, and he even said that eventually he didn't care if his meal at McDonald's was worth $100. Man, when I heard that, I was like, man, it sounds like Mexico already. Like, if it would ever reach that moment. And because the only place you're gonna see that a burger is really at like around that value or more, it's Mexico. Like, you go over there, it's like maybe 100 or maybe 200 pesos for a fucking meal. And I was like, well, shit, our food's gonna be expensive. No shit, right? Um, Not only that, but I heard that supposedly some U.S. senators said that everybody was gonna become millionaires. You would think about it, and you're like, what was that? Millionaires? How is that even possible? Well, when they said that, they said that supposedly a pack of bubble gum was gonna be worth $1,000. Who even earns $1,000 worth for a pack of bubble gum right now? And if you think about it, I mean, I don't blame anyone for wanting the minimum wage to increase more and more and more and more. It never ends, you know. Think why AI is gonna replace, the workforce eventually, you know, because we're gonna like people are just non-stop gonna want more, and it's never gonna be enough. Why wouldn't they want, like, these companies want to replace you with a machine if you're never gonna be satisfied on what you earn? you know mm, think about it. Back then they used to use a penny. Now, how far does a penny get you? And now it's not even gonna be in circulation. They're not gonna be making many more. So ask yourself this: like, will the dollar replace the penny? Imagine that. Because based on those two stories that I mentioned about, well, like that dude from Berkshire Hathaway or U.S. senators, is it possible that the U.S. dollar, $1 could be replacing the actual penny? And that's when it's kind of obvious that digital currency is kicking, you know? And think about it, this is just me thinking my own thoughts and getting all these stories, and you kind of understand, like, is it possible? That's all it is. Is it possible? So imagine you need 100 pennies to complete $1. How many dollars would it take to have a US dollar coin, digital coin, a USDC? It's already in place, and literally, like, if you go on a Coinbase and you look at all the digits, it literally has like more digits than the actual physical dollars. So then, how much is one US digital coin in reality? And are we looking at pennies or are we looking at dollars? because those are like fractions, but of what? And nobody's telling us. Nobody, you know. And I've been telling a few people, word of mouth, close by, face to face, to get just to let y'all know that that's why they keep saying that we won't recognize the past. We won't understand it. We're gonna have to learn. Just the same way when you go to McDonald's and they want you to learn how to order yourself instead of asking that cashier. When you go to Mickey D's or Walmart and so on, it's obvious that they wouldn't want anybody working, but the machines will be there. So it's like, I wouldn't mind, like saying this in Spanish, but the fact, like, if there's anybody out there that could introduce this, like literally be able to tell others what are the possibilities, it's out there. It's just a matter of time. Who's gonna want to be carrying $1,000 for a pack of bubble gum? Think about that. Oh, but you have it in a digital currency. You have one USDC worth what? Maybe like $1 million per coin. Maybe that might be the reason that everybody becomes millionaires. And you'll have one coin that could get you basically through almost anything. $1 million worth. One coin. It's possible. My thought. But, who am I, right? Just think for yourself. Look it up. What are the possibilities that you think for your own self? But, just find a way, be peaceful, and understand that a lot of things are going to change. Believe it or not. But only time will tell. You got to see it to believe it, right? You have a wonderful day, wherever you are.